What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Nehemiah, aka Neo, and today we're going to be talking about the Orlando Magic. And I know, the Orlando Magic is definitely a weird team to talk about, especially at this point of the season. But I do think that they could be a sneakily good team going into next year. I'm not saying that they're going to be a 500, 600 team. No, I'm just saying that they may be a playing team, maybe the 10th seed, maybe the 11th or the ninth seed. Especially when we consider who was the 10th and ninth seed. I think that some of the teams are probably just going to be worse. But yeah, let's get into it. So one thing I do want to talk about is Paolo. Uh, I don't I didn't watch the summer league, but I know that he did go really crazy. Let me just look up his stats real quick. But I know that he's one of the better players of this draft. Of course, he went number one overall. But I think the best part about Paolo is really just his athletic capabilities on the offensive end. I think that when we really just look at how good this team could be, it's really how good their offense will be with Paolo on the floor because they are the 20 or they were the 30th. Well, let me not say it. They are the worst defense or offense of the last year. And to put it bluntly, it's mostly because Cole Anthony probably shouldn't be taking the most shots, at least on that regular basis, because it's looking really bad with how inefficient he's been. Jalen Suggs was just not who we think he was, but I'll get into why I think that Jalen Suggs could be really better next year. And I think that Franz Wagner is just probably their saving grace on offense at this point, along with Wendell Carter Jr. and Mo Bamba just somehow meshing on the offensive end, one being a floor spacer and one being more of a pick and roll player. So I think that's the biggest concern going away at a point because I think that once Paolo starts playing, he's probably going to get rid of either Mo Bamba or Wendell Carter Jr. in the starting lineup. And I think regardless of who he gets rid of, I think that fit will probably just mesh as well as the Mo Bamba and Wendell fit regardless. But yeah, Paolo's summer league stats were pretty good. I think he only played 2 games. He combined for both of them with 40 points on solid efficiency, solid enough for going to be rookie. So I don't really mind. But one thing that really did remind me that he could be a really good scorer is the veracity of him going to the line. He's scored or he had 15 free throws in the second game, which is really good, especially for a rookie player. I think that if he's able to hone something like what Giannis has, or even a Joel Embiid to a certain extent, I think that he could be one of the most prolific free throw shooters in the league. And of course, we all know if you need or if you want to be one of the best scorers of the league, you need to at least get to the free throw line a decent amount. At least for a guy like Paolo in his stature, 6'10", 250. So there's that. At their point guard position, though, that's where I'm kind of worried about because a guy like Jalen Suggs, while I do think he's going to be a lot better next year because a lot of rookie point guards don't play the best. I'm not sure if he's really that good at this point. I think the he was really a safe pick at 5, but once we look at how good Markel Fultz could be, and if Cole Anthony stops taking the ridiculous amount of shots that he's taken, I think that this team could be like really good, especially with how the scoring will just be a lot better with Paolo on the floor compared to a guy like Wendell Carter Jr., for example. So, looking at Cole Anthony's shots, it's just 14 shots in around less than 40%. So it's really weird to see him take that much shots. And I understand he's a really confident guy, but if he could tone that a lot down and just find easier shots, I think that would be really good. Especially because I'm pretty sure a lot of his shots are not assisted. Yeah, only 20-ish% of his shots are assisted. So if he could get a little easier looks, I think that would be great. But again, that just freaks their offensive problems. I think that their defense is really good right now, especially if Jonathan Isaac comes back, but I'm not sure about that. Jonathan Isaac is probably going to be at a Trump rally, so That's all I know. But regardless, I think that their defense is still going to be fine. Mo Bamba is a really capable defender, and Wendell is also still a really good defender. From what I've heard, Jalen Suggs is also a really good defender as a rookie. Franz is Franz. Oh wait, I didn't take account of Franz. Franz is actually a really good player for this team because he could just fit the glove on any type of player, any type of thing that they need. Franz was probably the fourth best rookie last year, if not maybe top three. He was definitely their best rookie last year. He was a really good surprise for a lot of players, especially because he could play a certain role that not many people think he could have. Kind of like a Chris Sapp's role, and he's a really good shot creator. So, I think with the addition of that, this team could be really good. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be Cole Anthony, who's 6'2", maybe Markel Fultz or Jalen Suggs, who it really depends. Both of them are around 6'4", and then their top three guys are all gonna be above 6'9". Very similar to the Cavs. This team does remind me of the Cavs at some points because while they aren't the best offensive team, their defense really does carry them in terms of how versatile they could be and how they could just throw a lot of really big bodies out there. So that could be a really big matchup problem for some of these guys. The only thing about the Orlando Magic that I'm worried about is that they're in a really stacked conference. They're in a conference with the Atlanta Hawks with DeJounte Murray. They're in a conference with the Miami Heat, and they're in a conference with the Charlotte Hornets. They're gonna play all those guys 4 times a year. That's the only problem that I have. I heard that the Orlando Magic do play good against the Miami Heat, but I don't know. That may just screw them over in terms of being a playing team alone. And that's not even considering that there's still one more team in that conference that they could struggle against, and that's the Washington Wizards. The Washington Wizards could be a solid team next year. I really don't know. But again, it's really, really, really difficult to say whether or not this team could make the play-in spot. They're going against the Washington Wizards, Detroit Pistons, which I will make another video about the Detroit Pistons, Pacers, maybe Toronto, the Knicks. The Knicks are looking really good, especially if they get the Donovan Mitchell. The Atlanta Hawks, Charlotte. Again, all these teams are just going to be so competitive. But I think this team could be another fun team like they were this year. They weren't really getting blown out that much earlier in the season. After the All-Star break, they really just got blown out a lot because they just realized they just want that number 1 overall pick at that point. So I think that going into this year, I really want to see them really flourish as a team, especially as a younger team. So that's it for me. Anything else though? I hope that Jonathan Isaac at least does play so I can see really how good this team could be. But honestly, I really don't care for the guy. He seems really... I'm not even going to say it. This is your boy Neo, a.k.a. Nehemiah. I will catch y'all later. Peace out.